Cheers from Japan. I'm the Tokyo Toy Bastard, and today I went to the Marusan Toy Festival to pick up something very special. Let me show you. Hi. Let's talk about Gamera, shall we? So as I mentioned, I went to the Marusan Toy Festival today, which is held in the Yokohama Doll Museum. My first time there, very interesting. I didn't get to check out the museum itself. The Marusan event was held in a side room. There were only 15 people at max allowed into the event at once because of COVID. So the event itself was held yesterday, Saturday, which was the 21st, and today the 22nd. And there were lotteries to get into the festival, 15 people at a time. So you had to enter the lottery first, and if you won, you would have to report to the event and wait for your turn so that you could go inside without having a big cluster. I entered a lottery for the exclusive Gamera 1995 Heisei Sofubi, which was painted by M1 Go or M1Go's Yuji Nishimura. I was super stoked because I won. And only 12 people out of over 100 people that entered won the lottery, and I was one of them, so I was very, very excited. So while Marusan did have a variety of products for sale yesterday and today, some of which were sold out by the time that I got there, one of the things that they were pushing was Gamera's 55th anniversary, so they had some exclusive Gamera soft vinyl toys for sale, and excluding the lottery item that I won, I did pick up some other items. They also had a showcase of Gamera figures made by Bandai and other companies, and I actually got some footage of that as well as the exclusive figures that they were selling at the event. So please have a look at that. A lot of the exclusives that were there yesterday were now gone. I did get some photographs of like samples of some of them. One really important note I'd like to make is that they had the Superfest Blue Biollante, which if you watched my Superfest video from last week, I missed out on. But today, they had a special pre-order for a second run that you could only pre-order today at the event. So yes, of course, I had to do that. So I went ahead and slapped my money down. So I've got my Blue Biollante coming in January. So I will definitely have a review of that when that comes in. They also had another Biollante there, which was crazy colors, which should be coming out, I guess, early next year. So here's a quick look at that. Pretty cool. Before we get to the actual figure itself, I want to show you some things. Let me get the camera turned around with some nice lighting and a white background so you guys can see a little bit better. All right. Being that Gamera is one of my favorite kaiju, and this particular figure is one of my favorite sculpts of Gamera in toy form, I have several different versions of it. So before I get to the actual lottery figure, I want to show you a couple other variants that I have. First up, we have an unpainted version, which is, I believe, the oldest one that I have. I don't know too much about this unpainted one. I don't know like if it was a lottery or if it was just something that you could order. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I love unpainted vinyl, so this guy's one of my favorites. This unpainted version just feels really nice and looks really nice, so yep, that's the unpainted version. And then earlier this year, Marusan had an online lottery, and I was a winner of that. And I think this was limited to 30 pieces. It could have been 20. I can't remember specifically. But yeah, it was earlier this year. Marusan had an online lottery for this beautiful clear glitter Gamera. And it's the same sculpt. But I was excited to win this guy. He's definitely one of my favorites, and I have several people trying to talk me out of this one. But you're not gonna get it, this one's mine. And now we're finally to the lottery figure itself. So this lottery figure was limited to 12 pieces, hand painted by Yuji Nishimura of M1, and he has kind of his own original color palette that he's created over the years. I actually have some other examples of his figures, and they're all painted with this similar color scheme, although there are slight differences to each of his figures. They do tend to use the same colors. So let me go ahead and show you some of those. Up first, I have one of the older ones. This is Gamera 2 from the second Gamera movie, and you'll notice that he uses the kind of bluish green and the same glow in the dark. Yeah, these are both glow in the dark. And then you've got the gold, and then this kind of pinkish purple that he highlights, but he uses it in different areas on each figure. I kind of like the way that this one's just painted simply with the center left open, but this figure, on this figure, he's actually painted kind of an intricate design on the inside, which is very interesting and unique. And on the back of the shell, I actually really like the back of the shell compared to this just plain one here. And there's actually a video on Marusan's YouTube channel, Marusan TV, where you can see him, Mr. Nishimura, painting this Gamera, and I will show you a couple of clips of that right now. I'll also leave the link to that painting video below in the description, so make sure you check it out. It's got English subtitles, so it's an in-depth look at how Nishimura-san paints his soft vinyl toys, and it's conducted by Kaminaga-san of Marusan. It's a lot of sans, san. And I've also got a little Gauss that came in a little 3-pack set, done in the same colors. All in all, I love just these color schemes, and I like these colors that he's created. These are all colors that he's created on his own. Yeah, they work really well together, and I'm slowly but surely building a collection of figures, glow-in-the-dark soft vinyl figures that are in these color schemes. I've even got some Godzillas, which I don't think are related, but similar color schemes. Hi! So yeah, super stoked to have this guy. And another thing that made this special was that Nishimura-san was actually there to do an interview live in front of the lottery winners about the figure itself, but there was also a special guest. The special guest was actually Tomo Haraguchi, who was the creature creator for the Gamera Heisei series. So he actually built the original rubber suit for the Gamera films. So he was there, he answered a lot of questions from Kaminaga-san and from Nishimura-san, and it was very interesting to hear and try to translate in my head as much as I could. Hopefully Marusan TV will have that entire interview with subtitles posted later this week. When it is, I will link that below as well. So definitely check out Marusan TV and subscribe so that you can see that when it does pop up. But yeah, it was interesting to see him talk and have them all conversing about Gamera. That was just, you know, a big geek out moment. Also, at the end, I was actually the first person in line sitting closest to the stage. So I was the first person to get up and actually be offered the chance to have my figure autographed. They actually handed the figures out bagged, but without the header card stapled. They were all sitting in just a box, which you can see here in this video clip. They handed out these header cards, and they were meant to be signed, so I guess they could open them up and sign them inside. But I thought that was, you know, I didn't really like that idea. So the header card's cool, but you know, I'm not a big header card person. So I thought it would be much cooler to have them sign the bottoms of the feet. So if you look here in the bottom, I had Haraguchi-san sign this foot, and then I had Nishimura-san sign this foot. So now I've got the suit creator and the artist of the toy here as well, which makes this doubly unique. And this is something that's going in my private collection that will never be sold. So if you're trying to get a hold of this. Also today, I actually did pick up one other figure. I also picked up this glow-in-the-dark Gauss, which I will open up right now. So this Gauss was actually the last of this colorway that they had for sale at the event. They had some other Gauss, some other colors, which you can see in the video. but this was the only glow-in-the-dark one they had, and I thought it would be really cool to have these guys as a pair from the show. I'm not entirely sure if this was limited to the event itself. It looks like this one may have had some like paint defects, which is why it may have been the only one left, but nothing that bad. But it was much cheaper than the Gamera. The Gamera itself, by the way, even though it was a lottery, basically I won the chance to pay for it. I still had to pay for it. It wasn't free. It was about ichiman gosen yen, so $150 at retail. So something like this would obviously be double the price on the secondhand market if you're wondering how much it may cost to acquire one. But the Gauss itself, I'm not sure how many they made of these, but I really like the colors on this. The pinks and the purples and the blues. These just look really cool together. And before we go, let's get all of these glow-in-the-dark Gameras and Gauss displayed together somehow, one way or another. That'll have to work. That's the problem with these flying Gauss, is they're really hard to display. But I've got a place for them. Anyway. Gauss. Gamera. It was an honor to see Nishimura-san and Kaminaga-san, and to get to meet Haraguchi-san for the first time. That was really, really a special treat. And that memory will be embedded in these two figures, especially this one right here, who looks remarkably awesome with that glow. Ooh la la.
I think he's dead. If you'd like to support Tokyo Toy Bastard, please subscribe if you haven't already. Also like the video. Share it with your friends. And if you'd like to support even further, check out Tokyo Toy Bastard on Patreon. Become a patron and enjoy special features. Like turtles. Yes, all patrons get free turtles. Why would I lie to you? I'm the guardian of the universe.